Phil Mickelson just dropped a bombshell that has the entire golf world buzzing. His shocking opinion on Charliewoods is something no one expected. Known for never holding back, Mickelson's latest revelation about the young prodigy has left fans and critics alike stunned. What did he say about Tiger Woods' son that's causing such a stir? Could this change the future of golf as we know it? Could this be the start of a new rivalry in the golf world? Phil Mickelson has never been one to hold back his opinions. But what he just said about Charliewoods, Tiger Woods' son, has everyone talking. Could this reveal a hidden rivalry, or is there something more? Well, Tiger Woods missed his last shot at a major win this season at Royal Troon. But there's a big piece missing from the puzzle. Charliewoods. Think about it. Who better to push a father to greatness than his own son? The connection Tiger and Charlie share makes it even more surprising that young Woods wasn't there. Charlie's absence raises eyebrows because his presence at both the Masters and the US Open earlier this year seemed to really inspire the 48-year-old golf legend. So, why wasn't he there this time? It's got people scratching their heads, with some even wondering if there could be a growing distance between father and son. Many have speculated that Charlie isn't actually all that comfortable being associated with Tiger, and Phil Mickelson is someone who definitely would feel the same way. But the real shocker? Mickelson believes Charliewoods might be stepping away from the shadow of his father. Why? Keep watching to find out. Back in February 1998, two young golf stars, Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, squared off in a practice round before the Nissan Open at Valencia Country Club in California. Both were in their 20s, and they made things interesting with a friendly $500 bet. By the end of the round, Mickelson came out on top, and he didn't just pocket the cash quietly, he made sure Woods knew it. Phil left photocopies of the five $100 bills in Tiger's locker, with a cheeky note that read, "Just wanted you to know Benji and his friends are very happy in their new home." That little stunt didn't sit well with Woods. As Bob Harig reveals in his book, Tiger and Phil Golf's most fascinating rivalry, Woods was furious. In fact, they wouldn't play another practice round together until the 2018 Masters, 20 years later. But what does this have to do with Charliewoods? More than you might think? It's this dynamic between these two legends of the game that has kept fans interested all of these years. In so many ways, they are the best two players of their generation. However, they couldn't be any more different. Mickelson. He's the country club kid whose dad was an airline pilot, happy to sign autographs until his pen runs dry. Woods is of mixed race, with parents who took out a second mortgage to fund his golf dreams. He's known for being a bit more distant, keeping to himself. Their personal lives have gone on very divergent paths, too. Mickelson stepped away from the game in 2009 to care for his wife, Amy, who fought her way through cancer. Woods was exposed for his numerous infidelities and thrust into the public eye for all the wrong reasons. The scandal exploding when his wife, Elin, famously chased him out of their home with one of his golf clubs. Harig puts it best. Theirs isn't a rivalry in the classic sense, but Woods has always been aware of Mickelson, and Mickelson has certainly always been aware of Woods. Curious about why Mickelson thinks Charliewoods might not want to follow in his father's footsteps? Stay tuned, because we're getting to that bombshell right after this. There are a couple of things that the two do share in common. Both men were born in California and appeared to be bound for greatness since they were young boys. The son of a Vietnam vet and a Thai mother, Tiger was all but bred for golf, before he could even walk. By the time he left Stanford University after just 2 years to turn pro in 1996, he had a $40 million contract with Nike and Titleist waiting for him. Mickelson was a dominant star during his collegiate years at Arizona State University, a right-hander who played left-handed, perfecting his game on a personal practice facility in his backyard. Yet, with all of those extraordinary accomplishments, 45 tour wins, 6 major championships, and almost $100 million in earnings, he never quite reached the apex of golf's world rankings. The better part of 700 weeks inside the top 10, He resided there more than 5 years at number 2, never to have been there as number 1 before or since Woods. In any other era, Phil Mickelson's career would be the stuff of legend. But with Tiger Woods around, he's very much been second best. Even Mickelson thinks about it himself. "I oftentimes wonder what my career would be had he not come along," he said in November 2018. Take the 2001 Masters, for example. Woods was on fire, leading a historic Tiger Slam by owning all 4 major titles at one time. Mickelson was right there beside him in the final round, playing some of the best golf in his life on the front 9. But no sooner would he play his best, Woods just managed to keep him on a leash and in check, before finally grinding him down and taking away the green jacket. Mickelson later admitted, "It was really frickin' hard to play Tiger back then." Their rivalry wasn't just about the scorecards. In a 2003 interview with Golf Magazine, Mickelson couldn't resist taking a jab at Woods' golf clubs that Woods himself helped design. Mickelson called them inferior and, in a backhanded compliment, said Woods was the only player talented enough to overcome the equipment he's stuck with. Woods didn't let it slide, responding with, "Phil can try to be a smart aleck at times." Despite their obvious tension, Ryder Cup captain Hal Sutton decided to pair them together in the 2004 USA vs. Europe Showdown. "I felt like history needed it. I felt like the fans needed it, and most of all, I felt like Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods needed it," Sutton said at the opening ceremony. But what was supposed to be a dream team quickly turned into a disaster. Woods and Mickelson struggled through 2 painful performances, barely speaking to each other, as the US suffered a humiliating defeat to Europe on home soil. As author Bob Herrig put it, "If it weren't for the uniform, you wouldn't even know they were teammates." Over the years, their rivalry was fueled by more than just competition. Herrig suggests that Woods was particularly irritated by Mickelson's man of the people image. "Nobody will say that Tiger hated Phil," Herrig writes, but there was a strong dislike. Woods seemed to take some satisfaction in Mickelson's struggles. When Mickelson blew a crucial shot on the final hole of the 2006 US Open at Winged Foot, Woods, who had missed the cut, was relaxing on his yacht, watching it unfold on TV. Herrig reveals that Woods texted a friend, sarcastically asking what body part Mickelson had tripped over. To this day, the US Open is the one major Mickelson has never won. Fast forward to 2019, and both players were creating history still. Woods broke his major drought after 11 years with his masterful win at Augusta, while Mickelson, at the age of 50, became the oldest player to win a major by emerging victorious at the PGA Championship. But the two still seem to be trying to outdo each other. Pretty recently, Woods pocketed $8 million when he edged out Mickelson for the inaugural Player Impact Program Award, which is presented by the PGA Tour to the player who channels the greatest number of engagement in their sport. Woods could not help but get a dig in, tweeting Mickelson a single word, "Whoops." And just when you thought the rivalry was cooling down, Mickelson's latest comments reignite the flames. The kicker? Mickelson had tweeted, "I'd like to thank all the crazies, and real supporters too, for helping me win the pipe." In celebration, a bit too early. Recently, Phil Mickelson made it clear he wasn't in the mood for any small talk with Tiger Woods as they warmed up side by side at the Open. While their relationship has had its ups and downs, they've generally kept things respectful over the years. Meanwhile, a lot of buzz has been building around Charliewoods' ties to Kai Trump from the Trump family. Yep, she's Donald's granddaughter. At just 17, she's already made a name for herself on the greens, and now the Miami Hurricanes are adding her to their roster. Kai, the daughter of Donald Trump's eldest daughter Vanessa, is leaving the Benjamin School, the same place where Tiger Woods' son Charlie is a student. Kai recently took to Instagram to share her excitement about the next chapter in her golfing journey. "I am beyond excited to announce my verbal commitment to the University of Miami," she wrote. She also gave a heartfelt shout out to her parents, Vanessa and Don, for their unwavering support. And, of course, she couldn't forget to thank her famous grandfather, Donald Trump. I would like to thank my grandpa, Kai added, for giving me access to great courses and tremendous support. Their bond seems strong, and Kai even shared a funny moment from her life, revealing that her grandfather often calls her in the middle of the school day to check in on her golf game. She joked that she has to remind him, "I'm in school, Grandpa. I'll have to call you back later." Curious about more insider scoops? Hit that subscribe button because we've got some jaw-dropping stories coming your way.